everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we're continue on the relic guides. As you know, I really love relics. In some cases, they are transformative for a particular champion, but for the most part, they're really helpful. They're really good. A variety of ways to help a lot of champions that are likely on your roster. And we're going to go through everything about the relic. That way you can learn what they do and then apply it to your account. We're going to go over the name champions, the general targets, the benefits, my current placement, so you can see not everyone's going to place them on the same champions, explain why I have them there. Some surprise targets, right? There's the named recommended targets. There's the one literally right in front of you. And then there's some other ones that are surprising. And this is a case where there is a surprising, and I will tell you, yes, this one is rank worthy. And also this is a case where a relic is transformative, in my opinion, for a champion. All right, these are all going to be listed under the relic guides on playlist on my channel and on the homepage on my channel. Let's get to this. I'm excited to get to this one. So we're going to start off. This is kind of like the innate ability and the signature ability of the relics. We'll be looking at my 6-star relic, rank 2 on my live Vega 583 account. So we can go through this. Basically, this is going to inflict a shock vulnerability debuff, increase the potency of shock effects for 4.6 for 12 seconds. That sounds really great, right? And I know I initially was like, this is great for Shuri. Yes, it is. She's putting a lot of shocks on. You're going to use the striker, going to get this shock vulnerability debuff. This is fantastic, right? And then the awakened ability here, right? With this high voltage upgrades, when the opponent has been afflicted with a total of 10, this is again why Shuri, she's putting a lot of shock, and it says shock effects. So it's not just shock debuffs, also the passives. Again, Shuri. You're going to inflict this non-stacking energy vulnerability passive, lowering energy resistance by almost 150. That's really nice for 15 seconds. And you can see that this has a max stack of 3, so this can stack up. So the first one is a shock vulnerability debuff for the potency of shock effects. And then the awakened ability is when you get the 10 shock effects, you're going to get the energy vulnerability passive. So this is even a passive, and this is all energy. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And this one's a little bit, I just want to point this out. Some of them have like named benefit or hashtag benefits that some champions will get extra benefits. This does not have that. Okay, this does not have that. That's fine. That's fine. This is why we want to learn what the relics actually do. And then you can see here, if you hit the little eye by the relic, right, in the upper hand corner, they're going to give you, like Kabam is saying, we're recommending this for these champions. Interestingly enough, I don't have my highest ranked relics on any of those. It's how this is often playing out. That's fine. But if you have Nebula, Nimrod, Sentinel, or Shuri, as I just talked about at high ranks, this is going to make a lot of sense. They were thinking of them when they made these relics. But again, this is why it's good to know what they do, because new champions are going to come into the game, and there's going to be other things that maybe weren't foreseen. And you can go and you can put these on the champions in your account. All right, now we're going to talk about just general targets. If you've pulled this relic, if you're considering reliking it up, when you go to look at your account, what are you looking for? Basically, you're looking for champions who are going to benefit from shock amplification. So they're applying shock. That's a really big deal on this relic. So you want them to be able to have shock, and you want them to be better. I know this is a more secondary thing, right? But it's champions who go unstoppable. And then last but not least, the benefit from an armor up. And you're going to see that as we go through the runes. So let's go ahead and look at the runes here and the benefits from the runes. You can see I have this place, and I have the Hulk inhibitor, which is while you have 3+ shock effects or 3+ shock effects on the opponent, you're going to inflict a suppression passive. That's lowering their combat power rate. That's the amount of power the defender is going to get when you hit them. And listen, you've got to have 3 shock effects up. So if you're just placing one big shock effect, we will get to a champion like that, this isn't going to come in for that. But your Red Skulls or your Shuris, who I've talked about already, are going to benefit from this. You're going to lower the defensive combat power rate from the defender. And then if you want to go into the other side of this rune, the next shock debuff gains 48% duration and 48% potency. That is massive. That is a lot. There is a champion this is transformative for. We'll talk about that when we get there. The next second rune set, right? And this is the 6-star. So it's going to have all 3 sets. Your 5 and 4 and 3 will have less, but you can use that for your own account. You have the option of making your shock debuff potency stronger, right? That sounds good. If you're placing a lot of shocks, you want them stronger. You're placing one big shock, you want it stronger as well too. Or you could pick the armor up potency. A lot of the tech champions have some sort of armor up. The one thing I will point out is that this is an armor up buff. So Shuri with her passives will not benefit from that, but I don't think that is really a massive deal one way or the other. And then this third spot is another chance to get the unstoppable buff duration or the armor up buff potency. Now we're going to go over my current setup here, because like I said, a lot of this is going to be on who the champions you enjoy and who do you want to accentuate. My current setup is I have a 6-star relic on my 7-star rank 3 red red skull, not red guardian. Very excited about guardian, and you can see that I have chosen this this Hulk inhibitor because when Red Skull throws his SP2, he's going to put all of those shocks on. It's going to be more than 3 or 3 plus, right? And then it's going to lower the combat power rate of the defender, allowing me to get to my SP1, and I think it is pause them. And then also, going in here, I want those shock debuffs to be stronger. So all of them are going to have this 2.88 shock debuff potency. This will get stronger as I rank it up. And then last but not least, it's going to extend the duration of his unstoppable buff. This really plays out very, very well for Red Skull and his play loop. Now, it is a new rank 3 for me as far as Red Skull is concerned. It's been working out very, very well. I actually used to have this on my Guardian, my 6-star Hulkbuster Relic. And interestingly enough, I'm going to tell you, Guardian is the champion that this is actually transformative for, and I'm going to show you why. And it goes back to this rune right here. If you look at this is the first rune. The next shock debuff gains 48% duration and 48% in potency, and with a 25% cooldown. Well, Guardian, and let's go directly to Guardian so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Guardian's SP2 places one big single shock. This is where you're seeing a lot of your high tier Battlegrounds players. I know I have shown it in my Guardian review video that's on my channel. It's right here. It's the second bullet point. If Guardian has 3+ forceful charges, consume 1 armor up buff, inflicting a shock debuff, dealing a massive amount of energy damage over 3 seconds. Well, you're now making that bigger and you're making it longer, right? And that is going to be a massive, massive difference as how Guardians are taking out your Killmongers and champions like that with this massive health pool, and they're doing it as quickly as they are. And then some surprise targets. We already talked about Guardian, talking about Red Guardian, and then Hulkbuster. I know it is him that's on there, but this is similar to the Mr. Sinister Relic, where they're not named targets, but they're literally the object of the relic, and they are a great, great target for. And then I said my 4-star relic is on my 7-star Shuri. I just don't use her as much. I use her mainly in Battlegrounds now that Necropolis is done. In questing, she's fine with the 4-star relic. She's a phenomenal champion. And in Battlegrounds, she's doing fine with the 4-star relic. I really like accentuating my Red Skull, and then I want my my Guardian, sorry, so many Guardians, to benefit from this. And I want to show it to you really quickly so you can see, because I can see the natural question being like, why not have your highest variety relic on the champion that is transformative for? And I want you to see this, that because it's really just this rune that I'm interested in, what it was 48% on the 6-star. On this one, it's only 46.2. So it's like a 1.8% difference. If I start finding that my Guardian's struggling to keep up, maybe I'll make the switch back over. But the 6-star with all 3 of its rune slots fits so well for Red Skull that I have it on him. I have him in rank 3. Obviously, as we continue to rank up these champions or rank up these relics, I might make that shift. But again, and I want to hammer this home in every single video, this is why I'm not doing them as a tier list and why I want to go over every single one. They each take about, I can see, about 8 to 9 minutes. You really learn what they do. And then when you are ranking up your champions, you're ranking up your relics, you know which ones to place them on. You can move them around with confidence. And then when new champions come into the game, you're ready to go. As usual, though, let me know what you think we got right. Let me know what you think we got wrong. And as we continue to make a guide for every single relic in this game, let me know if there's anything else you'd be interested in seeing or covered on them. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.